Welcome into A Toast to Film. I'm your host, Evo, and guys, we're talking about potentially the number one movie of the year. I mean, not just my opinion. Me, Trey, Spencer, Peyton, we all went and saw The End of Oak Street. Is it potential number one movie of the year? Stay tuned for that. But since we are talking about The End of Oak Street, a nice little farewell toast to Oak Street. Got a little oak, whiskey right here. Let's do a little. Oh, woofda. That'll wake you up in the morning. Pretty smooth. Got a nice little warmth to it. I also got my nice Jurassic Park Academy sweatshirt on. But guys, this is The End of Oak Street. This is from David Robert Mitchell, who is the director of It Follows, fantastic film, Make a Monroe, simply the best. And this follows the Platt family. So we have Ewan McGregor as Greg Platt, Anne Hathaway as Denise Platt, Maisie Stella as Audrey Platt, and Christian Convery as Brian Platt. What I love about this is at the beginning, you're just invested in this nice 80s family. They're having a block party with their neighborhood. Everything's nice and nice. And they do something that some movies forget about, giving us time to meet the characters, invest in the characters, like the characters, because the Platts, they may be having, a lot going on with their family, but they are a nice, good family that are trying their best to stay together. Kids are being kids, the adults are trying to keep it together, and then big bright light, and there we go. We are in the thick of it. We are somewhere in the past, maybe in another plane. I don't know. But all they know is there are dinosaurs everywhere. And it's very interesting because they did the dinosaurs with feathers. All the dinosaurs in this do have feathers. They're similar to what we grew up with like Jurassic Park, Carnosaur, things of this nature. But they're now feathered friends. And I mean, how would you react if all of a sudden there are these dinosaurs in your neighborhood and you can't escape because everywhere they go, there's either foliage or dinosaurs or something. And the first thing I want to tell y'all is this movie pushes that PG-13 rating. I do believe it is a PG-13 rated film. It is. And let me tell you, they push it because going into this, you need to know this movie gets scary at points. These dinosaurs, this ain't, Jurassic Park. This ain't, your mama's dinosaurs. These things are popping out. These things are ripping folks. These things are eating folks, ripping limbs, all that kind of stuff. No gore, but, there is blood and there is a lot of people that we see killed either fore screen or back screen. So you do need to know that going into this, that it's very, scary. Like there's even a scene where somebody's just sitting in a car and it's supposed to be like, either a nice scene or a scene you're empathetic towards their struggle. But I was like, oh God, because they keep cutting the camera angles. And I was like, what's about to pop up in here? Like something's coming. And that's another thing. It's a very inspired way of filming. There's very, very well orchestrated, very artisanal shots, if you want to sound that kind of way. But I mean, they were very cool shots that you don't see in just your everyday film. So I like that a lot. I love the characters. Let me tell you, Anne Hathaway, this is her year, man, because everyone talks about Zendaya, Tom Holland, Robert Pattinson. Anne Hathaway's right there. The Odyssey, freaking The End of Oak Street, Mother Mary, The Devil Wears Prada 2. So, I mean, she's right there with those other three. And so I love the time we're in. And this movie is it's a very unique experience. Because like I said, it is very scary at points. And but it also has this like sense of wonder, sense of whimsy. The score almost reminded me of like E.T. There's a lot of like da-da-da, da-da-da, da-da-da-da-da, like very like whimsical little notes thrown in there, which I really like. And I'm about to say something I don't want to seem like I'm throwing direct shade at Spider-Man Odyssey. A little bit. But I am very sad that at least where we're at in Columbus, our IMAX screen was designated for just Odyssey Spider-Man when End of Oak Street was filmed for IMAX, and it is so inspired that fact that wherever you're looking, something is happening. There's either a dinosaur, there's at one point a volcano in the back, there's somebody getting chased. Like there's always something going on the screen, which I think is very advantageous. See this on the biggest screen you can. Big D, IMAX. I'm not sure of the other options, but see it on a big screen if you can. Because this movie, it's really special. We walked out of the movie and we were all just like, what a movie. Like we couldn't even like think of something to describe because we were just so happy from the experience we got. Just a fun, scary, whimsical, dinosaur movie, which is very unexpected for today's age. So I highly suggest you check it out. I was thinking if I could be nitpicky with my score and, drop it, but I really can't. I'm going to give this a 5 out of 5 cheers. This movie, please, please, please. Like everyone's talking about, we got to support Coyote versus Acme. We got to support Wildwood, which we do need to support both of those. I'll find out if you did. I will know. But please add End of Oak Street to that list because it is one of those movies. It is such a special ride that it's just something you got to go check out. Biggest screen possible. The End of Oak Street in theaters now. But guys, that's all we got. And if you want to let me know what's your favorite dinosaur movie, or you want to let me know your review of End of Oak Street, there's so many ways you can do it. Let me tell you the best ways. Hit us up on Twitter or Instagram, Toast to Film, all one word. Hit us up on TikTok, A Toast to Film, all one word. Or hit us up on Twitter. Let me correct myself. Twitter is at film_toast. I don't know what I got going on. Maybe it's this little oak whiskey. But guys, we just appreciate you so much. And you have a good night and a good viewing.